What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another video. So I can't believe this is happening, but the day has finally come and they are officially shutting down Warzone Mobile. So within these past few months, I have made a few videos on Warzone Mobile on whether or not it should be shut down, because every update that they would come out with has just always been pretty minuscule, never really any big changes. Basically, ever since I would say the Black Ops 6 update, they just been letting us down over and over again. So, understandably, a lot of us were already starting to wait for them to officially announce some sort of shutdown for the game, because obviously it was just never succeeding at all, no matter how many changes that they made. Basically, from start to finish, this game has just been a complete and utter disaster. A lot of us were very hyped. We were excited about this game coming out because we thought we were going to get a basically a perfect mobile version of Warzone, which we did, but not perfect. Obviously, it was the furthest thing from perfect. There was just bugs all over the place. Some people couldn't run the app properly. People's phones were heating up. Game chat didn't work. Like, basically nothing worked properly. And it continued to stay that way with some minor fixes, I will admit, at the very beginning of its launch. But again, after the Black Ops 6 update, they pretty much stopped completely. And keep in mind, I didn't get to play this game that much during the time that I was in basic training, but I would hoped by the time that I came back, maybe the game would be a lot more fixed. And no, I mean, the game was still in the same shape that it was in. So now, as of recording, it's May 16th, 7:44 p.m. Central Time, and we finally got the announcement that Warzone Mobile is officially going to be shutting down. And here's the funny part. It's not even like a 2-month notice or anything. Like, this game is literally going to shut down on the 18th of this exact month. So the keyword shutdown, I do have to kind of specify that. Like, they're not shutting down the servers, but they're just going to make it so that we can no longer install the app in the App Store or the Google Play Store, and there's going to be no more updates, no more seasons, nothing like that. So I think the servers will remain up, but basically just no updates anymore. So Warzone Mobile on Twitter did make a post, and in that post, it did say, "We deeply appreciate your dedication and passion for Call of Duty Warzone Mobile." We didn't actually have any dedication towards the game. "Going forward, we will be streamlining the scope of the game. This decision was made after careful consideration of various factors, and while we're proud of the accomplishment in bringing Call of Duty Warzone to mobile, not really much of an accomplishment, in an authentic way, it wasn't authentic. It unfortunately has not met our expectations with mobile first players like it has with PC and console audiences. As a result, we will no longer be delivering new seasonal content and gameplay updates to the mobile version. Effective immediately, players will no longer be able to purchase Call of Duty points or black sell using real currency in Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Sunday, May 18th, 2025 will be the last day the game can be downloaded from the Google Play and Apple's App Store, and social features across both mobile platforms will be retired. Players who have had the game installed before Monday, May 19, 2025, will still have access to the game with continued cross progression of shared inventories using existing content and servers with matchmaking for online play. Any unspent COD points would also be redeemed in game towards available content within the store. So there you have it. We officially have the news of this game officially shutting down, as it should. And I don't know what they were thinking when they said, like, oh, like the dedication that we had towards the game. Let's be honest, no one really had dedication. The game was completely trash. The game was buggy as fuck. The only people that were supporting it were like those hardcore dick writers out there on Twitter, basically just saying that COD Mobile was fucking trash. Yeah. Yeah, those comments did not age well. Everyone knows that COD Mobile is the much more successful game. Say what you want about COD Mobile. Yes, we've had some balancing issues in the past, but at least the game has remained stable in most situations, if not all situations. I can't really think of a time when COD Mobile had some issue where the game couldn't be ran on a certain device. I think every update that we've had never was like game breaking, unlike Warzone Mobile. And to be honest, I kind of like, the last month that I was here before I went off to basic training around last year in May, which is like basically a year ago. It's kind of crazy to think about. But Yeah, before I left, I decided to go for Interstellar back when Warzone Mobile first came out. And honestly, I kind of regretted wasting those like 2 to 3 weeks of my life. Keep in mind, back then we had a lot more optimism with the game. Yes, it came out a little bit buggy, but we would have assumed that they would have fixed it at some point. But again, like I said, that never came to pass. And yet here we are 13 months later and the game's already going to be shut down. And it's so sad to see it, but again, it's deserved. But the reason why it's sad is mainly because there were hundreds of millions of pre-downloads. Well, not pre-downloads, but like I guess pre-ordering of the game. Of course, it was for that ghost skin, but a lot of people really seemed to be interested in the game, and then it just completely fell flat right when it got launched. But it also didn't help the situation when you just had all these different Warzone mobile YouTubers just spreading a shit ton of misinformation about how the game was going to be getting better. And honestly, it kind of felt very, I guess, unethical in some ways because you're kind of giving people like this false hope that things are going to get better when they're not. I mean, I think a few days ago on Twitter, I saw this guy have a whole checklist of everything that was coming out for season 4 for Warzone Mobile, which let's be honest, it's not going to happen anymore, saying that multiplayer camos are coming in, the game's going to be a lot more stable. It's like, dude, like I really couldn't be happy with myself if I spread misinformation. So I try to be as reliable as possible with that said information of whatever I get. And honestly, I think that's like really the right thing to do. I'm not exactly pulling like a Papa Joe every season saying that, oh, there's going to be this new free mythic that's going to be coming out like every fucking month. That's bullshit. I'm not going to do that shit. But yeah, there's just a lot of dishonest people in that community that were trying to spread false hope of the game getting better, and that just never happened. The denial as well was kind of staggering to say the least. I mean, there was people that were just constantly just harassing COD Mobile YouTubers that had a negative opinion on Warzone Mobile. And everyone has a right to an opinion, obviously, but to harass people or be in that much denial of the fact that your favorite game is just not good. Yeah, it was just a whole entire mess. But now the COD Mobile people basically won, and there's not really anything these Warzone Mobile dick riders could really say. If anything, I think it's for the best that they shut it down this soon, mainly because, yeah, it's just like even with me, like I always had this tiny little like speck of hope that they would actually fix the game up and maybe, we could go from there. But no, they just never did. And, the season 3 update was probably like its last chance to, really improve. And of course, they failed to deliver. That's why I deleted the game last month. But now at least, the main mobile focus could be just mainly on COD Mobile, because I think that's where all the attention is coming in. And with all the changes that are still coming out, especially for this next upcoming season 5, dude, it's like we're kind of like in this weird golden era for COD Mobile once more. So I think that's actually for the best. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD Mobile content. I'll see you guys next time.